Auction time. This is the 8L series auction, 8L01. This is how should I categorize this one? It's just a basal notch point. It's more like an arc point, right? I was going to make a Marshall, but I stopped at the notches because they were starting to get all crunchy. So, as you can see on this one here, I didn't want to push my luck and drive the notches any further, so I just ended up with this. I got it thinned down and sharpened. This is a raw piece of, I believe it's Pedernales chert, Texas Pedernales chert. Okay. It is 3 5/8 by 1 3/4 or thereabouts. Let's see, is it translucent? A little bit, you can see a little bit of the interior. It is semi-translucent compared to a lighter. Okay, and I'm gonna weigh it. $370 grains. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Yeah, this one was a little bit difficult. Most raw cherts get kind of crunchy, especially if they're wide and you try to get nice flakes to run. They don't always work on something as it gets thinner, obviously. All right, one more look at it. Okay. 8L02. Now this one's a little bit different because this one's made by Sal. Points by SGP. Sal Perales or Perales. This is opalized glass. Okay, and he donated it to the auction. All right, so all the proceeds go to the auction. Yeah, he didn't want any money for it. Very generous. And he made this during the nap-in, this past nap-in in Brady, Texas. All right, so this was a donation by Sal to the auction. It's an Ishii style point, opalized glass. All right, this one is a little over 4 inches by 7/8, about 7/8 inches wide compared to a lighter. Obviously very translucent. And let's weigh it. $200 grains exactly. Okay. Very nice. Nice and smooth, well tapered. It came from a block like a tile, glass tile type of thing. All right. 8L03. This is a Laguna style point made of Texas chert. This is also a Pedernales type chert. Edwards Plateau. And it is semi-translucent. It looks like a root beer, but I guess you could call it a root beer, but usually root beer cherts are more reddish than this. This is kind of a golden honey color translucency. Okay. Laguna style. Now, a lot of Lagunas have stems that are longer than this. So I could have either taken back these barbs to make the stem look longer or just leave them. Yeah, because it started out as a big triangular preform. This is raw chert. It's not heat treated. It was a little difficult again to run long flakes as it gets thin. So there's some stepping on this side. But yeah, I ran some thinning flakes on the stem, like on the real ones. I was going to try for more of this on the long, narrow flakes, but I would need a more cooperative material to do that. But it doesn't look too bad. A lot of these Lagunas have long, narrow flakes to do the final finishing on the real ones. But this is just my attempt at doing this style. Okay, Laguna, Lugana. All right, so did I measure it? I don't know. 3.5 by 2.5, almost 2.5. Compared to a lighter. I showed the translucency already. It's pretty cool. Those little inclusions are pretty cool. And let's weigh it. .438 grains. Grains, not grams. Okay. 8L04, a box of bifaces. 4 bifaces. These are not sharpened. These are somewhat refined. I got them thinned down so that all I needed to do was pressure flake these. So these are at the stage just before pressure flaking. Now this one I could have probably got a little bit thinner, but it was kind of worrying me. It is snap and half-ish type chert. All right, let me see if I can remember the types of chert here. This is an amoeba chert. This is amoeba chert. This is paternalis chert. This one, I believe it's called Owl Creek chert, which is kind of an amoeba chert, but it varies. Yeah, it naps well. It does nap well, but I didn't want to thin it down because I didn't want to ruin it. This color is not that common. And this is a Edwards Plateau chert. Some of these I don't know where they came from. Now Sal gave me this piece here as far as the original nodule, and I knocked it down. I was going to make a Kinney, but I didn't finish thinning. I would finish thinning the base here with pressure, or maybe a slight bit of percussion. But yeah, these are thinned down to the point where all I need is pressure to get them finished out. I think I said that already. So on this type of amoeba chert, it's not translucent. Same with this one. These two are high grade cherts. Okay, easy to nap and similar in the way they look as nodules, but they come from slightly different areas. This one, Sal got it. I'm not sure where he got this one from. Maybe he can say where he got it, this particular material, in the comment section, maybe. And this one, I bought this original nodule, and it's an Edwards Plateau chert. It is translucent. It's not a root beer. This one here is semi-translucent. Okay, let's measure these. So just 4 in this box. 5 1/8 by 2 inches. 5 7/8 by 2 3/8. 4 and a little over 4 1/8 by 1.5 inches, and 4 1/4 by 1 5/8 inches. Let's see. Compared to a lighter. Okay, so my guess, I don't know that much about these. I bought this material and this one here. This one was a gift from Sal. So I'm guessing these two are amoeba chert, Owl Creek chert, paternalis chert, and Edwards Plateau chert. All from Texas, all raw pieces. They're not heat treated. Okay. And there you go. I don't think I weighed them. Should I weigh them? Let's see. I should, shouldn't I? Let's see. 994. 1094 grains. They're grains, not grams. 532. 632. That was all grains, not grams. Okay. 8L05, another box of bifaces. Again, there'll be 4 pieces. And again, these are all Texas shirts. Okay. So this one is also Owl Creek. There was an Owl Creek in the last box. Owl Creek Black, they call it. Another Edwards Plateau shirt. This is Georgetown Flint. And this one is an amoeba shirt. Yeah. Now the amoeba shirts are from Central Texas. These are from Central Texas. The ones that are amoeba that I have in the auction. There are amoeba shirts from different areas, but these are from Central Texas. And these are a little bit crude. There's still some percussion work to be done to thin these down. There's still lumps in them. This one is pretty smooth, the Georgetown. It's a high-grade Georgetown. This is a high-grade amoeba shirt. Again, I was going to make points. Usually when I offer these bifaces in the auction, it's because I didn't have time to make points out of them. So that's what happened this time also. I was going to make points from all of these. Okay, just to give you an idea of how thick they are and how lumpy they are. All right, these still need some percussion work, except maybe this one. But I could probably thin this one down some more with percussion work. The edges are kind of sharp because they're not ground down for the next pass. They're all in progress. So if I was going to thin these down, I would grind these edges a lot before I started the final thinning process. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at the translucency. This Owl Creek can be translucent in some areas. It's got like pockets of translucent and transparent spots. This was an Edwards Plateau shirt. This is a amoeba shirt. It's a lot like a jasper, but usually jaspers are nice colors and not this grayish stuff. And Georgetown is semi-translucent. Okay, so let's measure these and weigh these compared to a lighter. All right, let's see. Measure 4 3/8, 6 1/8, 4 1/4, 4 3/4. The width on this one's 1 3/4, 2 1/8, 2 3/8, 1 5/8. $17.78 grains. 650 grains. 828 grains. 962 grains. Yeah, so they're still pretty heavy because they're still kind of thick. All right. Last but not least, a box of Brooks and bifaces. 8L06, a box of Brooks and bifaces. Now this is a combination of stuff that I made and stuff that Sal made. All right, so these are mine over here. I'm going to separate these into what I made and what Sal made. because he donated some more stuff, not just the finished point. He donated some bifaces and some items. Okay, so Sal made all of these here, and I made these on this side. So I'm going to tell you what the materials are. Okay, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different items in this box of broken bifaces. We'll start with Sal's items. Rainbow obsidian. It's hard to see in this light. You can see some of the rainbow effect in the sunlight better than this, but you can see. And it's a broke, obviously. Broke off the barb. All right, rainbow obsidian. Now this one is a Pedernales type chert, yeah. Texas raw chert. This is obsidian, or dacite obsidian. Yeah, dacite, because it's not translucent. And he ran into some issues with it right there. It's kind of weird right there in the middle. Everything else is smooth and buttery except for that one spot. So he's said, now he's going to donate that for the box of broken bifaces. This one is Knife River Flint heat treat, and he thinned this down a lot. Yeah, I could have offered this one separately because it's so thin. Yeah, it's Knife River Flint heat treat. I was afraid to do anything with it because I'd probably snap it. So I'll just offer it to you guys. Another one from Sal. This is raw Texas Edwards Plateau chert. This one is same raw Edwards Plateau chert. We had a lot of it here at the nap-in. Okay, so those are Sal's pieces. Let's see, compare these to lighter. Okay. I could measure these and weigh them all, but I usually don't on the box of broken bifaces. Yeah. I'm running short on time. I'm going to be a little late with posting this auction. Okay, so those are his pieces. Now mine are mostly Texas cherts, right? Except this one is Knife River. And I didn't finish this one out. It's thinned down, but I didn't finish it. It was going to be either a contracting stem point or some other point that resembles this. Not a Scots bluff, because it's not thick enough. And I was running into issues right there. I didn't want to mess with it, so I said I'll stop and just offer it in the broken bifaces. This one I broke on camera, I believe. I was doing it on camera. I think you can see what it started out as. It was a pretty big or pretty thick chunk, and I ended up snapping it. I think there was a weird crack in there in the stone itself. It is Edwards Plateau chert, similar. It is an amoeba chert, but it's a lower grade amoeba chert, difficult to nap. Relatively speaking, there are amoeba cherts that are a lot easier to nap than this. This one is Edwards Plateau chert, yeah. Kind of like root beer, but not the correct color. These are Edwards Plateau cherts. This one is an amoeba chert, but I think it's called Pedernales Black. Okay, it's not that translucent. It does get a semi-translucent around the edges, but that's it. And it's still in a pretty rough state. But it's high grade, not difficult to thin down. It's a Pedernales chert, but if you've napped amoeba chert, you'll recognize it right away that it naps a lot like an amoeba chert. So I'm calling it an amoeba chert. Yeah, I'm not sure if I did this one on video. I roughed out some bifaces on video, but I can't remember which ones they were. This might have been in that group. Okay, so compare these to a lighter. Yeah, this one I gave up on because it started to get crunchy. I just pushed the limit on how thin I was able to get this. Yeah, it naps pretty good. But the only high-grade pieces in here are this one and the Knife River. The other ones are kind of mid-grade. This one I guess I could consider it higher grade, but you still encounter issues as you get thin with it, so it's not as good as the Knife River. All right. What else? I think that's it. I don't have to measure these. I mean, I don't have to weigh these. I do want to measure them though. 3 3/4, 3 7/8, 3 7/8, 3 1/8, and this the total length. It used to be 6 3/8, but now it's in 2 pieces. This one is 4 5/8. Okay. All right, so that's it for this week's auction items. I'm a little bit late today. Hope you guys had a good weekend. And the rules for the auction are down in the description. All right, I think that's it. And good luck.